Recording.
Cool. Hi, my name is Dury Nelson, and this is my author interview for the Thomas St. Angelo Public Library of Cumberland. So I write and illustrate comic books, and I've published my first comic book, which is 6 Feet Under. It is a short story about two middle schoolers who are tasked with gathering cattails from a floating bog, and things don't quite go as planned. Along with this book, I have had one short comic that's about 6 pages long, published in a anthology that one of my school classes put together. Let's see, I first became interested in doing comics during my second year of college. I was originally going to be an animation student, but I took a comics class as an elective, and I ended up liking that more than animation. Still love animation, but comics seems like a right fit for me. So the education and training that led to my success was I went to Cumberland High School, had some very fantastic art teachers that just, I don't know, they were just awesome. They got me interested in art and kept me interested in art, and they're just wonderful people. I'm Mrs. Heil and Mrs. Carvel. Let's see. And then I went to UW Stout, like I said, for animation, but then ended up changing my concentration to comics and sequential arts, which is in the entertainment design major. Let's see. And the inspiration for my work comes from just most of my life experiences. I like to take just really wild things that have happened to me in the past and just over-exaggerate elements, maybe add some fantasy, some horror elements if it's kind of a creepy story, or take myths and just kind of fables that are well known and incorporate just different aspects of my life to them, like my dogs. Like I have my one mini comic, Molly Dog, and that's about my late pup, and I just took her and put her in Aesop's fable called The Wolf and His Shadow, which is about a wolf that sees his shadow and then thinks that he is as large as the shadow that he sees projected on the forest in front of him. I thought that fit Molly's character pretty well, and I decided, hey, I'll write a little comic about my dog. And my favorite story about my writing process is, I don't know, it always just kind of seems to click. Like I can think about it for days and days and days, and I don't have a specific story, but every single time I want to write something, I just have to think about it for a very long time, and then it helps if I go and I look through like my old journals, my sketchbooks, and if I see something that jumps out at me, usually I know exactly what I want to do with it right away, and it's just a really good feeling, and that's probably the highlight of my writing process every single time. I'm more of a drawer than a writer, so when an idea for writing comes to me, I'm just like, thank you, and I just try to go off of that. And then the most difficult part of what I do is planning and time management, because, I don't know, the planning part is mostly me fumbling around with writing, which is fun, but I know it's not my strong suit, so I try to work extra hard at that. And time management, I like to draw, but I'm also a very busy person, so I have to balance my life outside of art with the arts and try not to draw for more than several hours in one sitting, because it's important to take breaks and stretch and take care of myself. And my personal favorite graphic novel, I read a lot of graphic novels, but I'd have to say the one that I've read recently that I've been thinking about a lot is Alison Bechdel's Fun Home, a family tragicomic. Alison's writing is just phenomenal. It's raw. It's just an amazing storyteller, even if the stories aren't necessarily happy. She just does a really good job of expressing what she felt. And I don't know, a lot of the conversations that Fun Home Has are very uncomfortable, but they're delivered in a way that's meaningful for the art or the reader, as well as I think the author sharing her experiences. It's just a really good story, even though it is real or nonfiction and unfortunate for the most part. Let's see, and my next project. I'm not too sure what my next project is going to be. I would like to continue working off of maybe 6 Feet Under a little bit and exploring the characters and developing the characters themselves more, because I feel like 6 Feet Under is a story where you can have any two characters in their situation, and the biggest characters that have, or I guess the biggest two characters of the story aren't the two middle schoolers that are in it, it's the bug and the bucket. So I would like to flesh out the middle schoolers' adventures and their personalities more, and also just draw more birds because I love drawing birds and bugs. Let's see. And you can purchase my work at mckellsen.com. That is MCKELLSEN. I have a few comics on there for free as well if you'd like to read them. Is there anything else I should say?
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for listening, and thank you to the Thomas St. Angelo Public Library for having me.